Let strength be granted so the world might be mended, so the world might be mended.
Okay. Let us see. I believe I'll fall down here and nothing bad will happen. I'll even pluck an item in a carefree manner. Well, you fell down here and dropped a renowned hero soul. Who the hell did you steal that off of? I guess he could have been a hero to the assholes of Valley of Defilement. I suppose one man's asshole was another man's hero. Okay. I hear people being quite angry. I think they might be right down here. Now, there's no plunging attacks in Demon Souls. So, in the remake, I don't believe they have them either. So, unfortunately, hopefully, when you're on your first date with a dragon lady, after spear sharpening, you're like, okay, what do you want to do now? And she's like, how about we go do a plunging attack? And you're like, oh, oh, about that. Yeah, look at that cool little flourish I just did. I'm like a color guard maiden. Okay. Yeah, I pulled my lumbago doing like a sweet backflip onto a dragon that I stabbed to death. And the doctor said I can't do plunging attacks for like 2 months. I know, it's a shame. I'd love to. Can I get a rain check on that? Oh, I forgot. Spear boys are our greatest weakness because they also have the spear weapon. And their spears are on fire. I already said that makes you cooler. Now see, the difference between me and him is that if somebody was shooting magic bolts at me, I would step slightly to the side. Don't tell this crowd that my greatest weakness is if somebody were to slightly move asunder. So that's the backstab animation for this fucking thing. My God. It's crazy. We can't get them with our 3 thrusts. We're not quite hardy enough to be a true spearman. Okay. Now I know crowds down there. And they're within magical eyesight of me. Within mine line of sight. I'm like, the Earl of Cloves is like Yertle the Turtle. He's the Earl of all that he sees. And all that he sees are things that he wants to shoot magic soul bolts at. And who could blame him? You're telling me if you could shoot magic soul bolts out of your hand, you wouldn't have any excuse to do it? It has 101 uses. Son, is the bathroom? Is the drain in the shower clogged? Well, hell, just shoot a soul bolt. You crowd have gotten real good at dodging all of a sudden, I noticed. They must have adaptive AI that learns in real time how to piss you off. The problem is if I just drop down there, during the 25-minute animation of your character landing, that enemy will just be free to go aboard me. And I just don't have the constitution for that, son. Now, let's see if they made ladders any faster. Can we fast slide down ladders? We can't. It was too much to ask of them. Hidetaka Miyazaki would have stormed Blue Point offices and kicked the door down. And he'd have just held up he'd have had printed out a flipbook animation of character from this game sliding down a ladder. And he would just do that in front of the staff at Blue Point and then go, what the hell is this? Do you not understand the reason why I made ladders super slow and fucking tedious in Demon Souls? It all has to do with another childhood story. Just like that time he got stuck in his car in the ice and people had to push him over a hill. And he didn't even have the time to stop and thank them. I like to think that's how that story actually went. It wasn't like the string of people in cars just silently helping each other and moving on because if they stopped, it would hold up the line. It was just Miyazaki. He was the first in line. And as soon as they pushed him over the hill, he was like, so long, suckers. Guess who gets to go home and eat hot pot? Guess who gets to eat all the crab claws in the hot pot, boys? There's nothing. There's no greater sign of avarice in Japanese culture than eating all the crab claws in the hot pot, son. Won't even touch the tofu. And the cabbage? He doesn't even understand. He's like my friend Tommy. He doesn't even understand why the cabbage is there. The sight of it offends him so greatly. I keep thinking boulders are going to fall on my head. I wonder why I think that. Now, you aren't dead. And I know you aren't. 'Twas merely pretending. That fucking thing looks awful. I knew I could, once again, I could sense the baleful distrust. We're like the enemies in Evil Within 2. Playing this, when I can sense the presence of an enemy, I get the baleful gaze of distrust above my head. Alright, we're going to use magic to kill this fucking thing, because otherwise it fucking shits poison everywhere. The blessed. Blessed be the mace. Now, if we were to go over there, there's a lot of rats. And normally I'm a fan of a lot of rats, but these rats are bad rats, and they bite you and give you the plague. They're not love bites. Only good rats give love bites. Well, ain't you just perfect at standing in just the right spot to piss me off? You know what would probably fucking piss these things off? Speaking of, a good old-fashioned firebomb. I have it on good authority. I've had them in my inventory at some point in the past. There we go. Boom! Oh no! The last rat survivor did me in. He was too powerful. He absorbed all the souls of his fallen rat comrades, and it made him powerful. Just like Freya Crescent once you get done with the horrific events in Burmecia and Clara in Final Fantasy IX. Son, she takes on... She becomes the personification of the Burmesian race. At least she does in my fan fictions. In the actual game, she just kind of hangs out in the background and talks every now and then. Because the people that made the game are fucking hack frauds. And decided to just kind of forget her plotline. But luckily, in the version of Final Fantasy IX that lives in my head, she gets to do all kinds of cool shit. It's merely a coincidence that my version has a cool new self-insert. No, not self-insert, excuse me. I'm like the guy who made that terrible Y2K or whatever RPG. I'm like the super cool Burmesian guy that they added in my version of Final Fantasy IX. It's not a self-insert. Shut up. Whatever. I like to think at least some of y'all still believe that I make jokes like that ironically. Okay. I literally don't mind that we were killed by that one rat a second ago because it led to a nice little tangent. Now, I am a bit disappointed in myself that I died right there, but in my defense, those enemies are complete horseshit. The good thing about dying right there is because we weren't actually planning on completing this area, we lost all of our souls, and I no longer have any reason to give a shit. So now we can head and get the item we wanted. Yes, I ordered the Crescent Falchion. Thank you. My headphones came off. Look who's sitting here on the stairs being directed by Quentin Tarantino. I ain't got no time for it. Alright, let's preemptively become Blessed Mace, man. Okay, I can't one-hand that shit, but I can two-hand it. That means this thing will fuck those skeletons up, but if they start hitting us and we get stun locked, boys, it ain't gonna take much to make us fold. We're a paper tiger, but a paper tiger that somehow has a blessed mace. Which means we're not really a paper tiger, because that's like an analogy for something that looks fierce, but isn't. Because we're somewhat fierce. God, gee whiz. We're the Earl of fucking Cloves. Oh, look who fucked up and missed. But still got to roll around at the speed of sound. He has places to go, and spoilers, it's hell. Well, lightning struck a tree. I just noticed this place is much stormier than it is in the original game. It's a nice aesthetic change, I suppose. Come on, idiot, do your attacks. Oh no, I did an R2, and it was a big R2, and he had all the time in the world to not fucking give a shit about the fact that I was about to murder him. On the one hand, I was playing very sloppily, but on the other hand, they shouldn't be allowed to do all that shit they're doing. They're like a Dark Souls 3 NPC invader. They like the laws of physics and the rules of the game don't apply to them. You'll notice they like pivot towards me. Oh my god, am I really? 2 R1s is just enough to put them in Miyazaki's edge. Ain't that lovely? God almighty. These things really aren't this as tough as I'm making them look to be. Here's what we're going to have to do. I'm going to have... Well, I probably shouldn't put my buckler in my right hand. I'm just saying. I'm going to have to equip this. Because you want... Ideally what you want is a shield that blocks most physical, if not all physical damage. And you just let them run into you with their bullshit never-ending riding spinners attack. And then you swiftly counterattack. But I'm going to have to go from this to two-handing in the meantime. Plus this shield is just a little shield, y'all. Designed for parrying, gee whiz. See, that's the professional way to do this. If we were just a little bit stronger. Like Big Red chewing gum. Our fresh breath would go on and on. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, you did all that. You're the cool guy. It wasn't the archer behind you shooting me. No. It was you. The ultimate big dick skeleton. Why is this fucking thing still on my hotbar? If we work in R2 and... Well, he just fucking collapsed. Oh, good. We only got one of them guys over here. Okay, so an R2 and an R1 will be more than enough. We just have to deal with their nonsense. Now, the Blessed Mace does give us some slight HP regeneration. So that's a good thing. You're doing your best, buddy, and I believe in you. Oh, I forgot I could just shoot magic. Oh no. Oh! Oh god. Oh god. The horseshit enemies. I don't know how to properly explain it to y'all. That I'm not being bad at the game. They're just horseshit enemies. No, in all seriousness, we're like way too weak to be here. We should get more strength, get like a heater shield, and we'd have a much easier time. But I want that fucking crescent falchion, and I'm not going to let bullshit skeletons with their fucking fact that they can roll for fucking ever, and they're just allowed to hit you no matter what. It doesn't make me mad. The important thing to remember is to not be mad. And even if I was mad, which I'm not, I think it's perfectly justifiable. And I don't know why y'all got to hold me up to this weird, super high standard. See, the fact that they can, like, just bump into you and hit you. Now, I realize that's the entire point of the enemy, and you're supposed to adapt to deal with it. But the way, to quote Bill Burr has a stand-up bit where he talks about how his wife was like, why is it when you're working on stuff, you've always got to get so fucking mad? And he's like, you don't understand, getting mad's part of the process, it's healthy. Well, the same thing is true when you're playing Souls games, and especially if you're recording yourself for a couple of handful of people to watch on the internet play a Souls game. Then you've really, you know, have full carte blanche to get mad at video games. Just saying. Whew. Boys, I really should have been an attorney. Spewing that nonsense. See, the thing is, if you roll away from them and try to zone them, then they're allowed to just roll after you forever. And if they get within 5 feet of you, they've got an unstoppable... They've got the fucking infinite sword glitch from fucking Ocarina of Time that speedrunners use. So every frame that fucking falchion is in your character model, you're taking damage. Should we just try magic? It'll work. It's just... I had to Hope they don't get near us in that time. Ah, fuck you, man. Jesus Christ. Now, I don't remember these things being this fucking aggravating. Then again, maybe the last time I played Demon Souls, I was just better at games. There's always that factor. Son, time is a cruel mistress. You're like, you streamed Demon Souls earlier this year. I'm like, yeah, but maybe I was better at video games earlier this year. You don't know. See, no matter how much you try to roll away from them, they just keep coming. They're riding spinners. They're riding spinners. They don't stop. It's almost like they were specifically designed to counter our current playstyle. God, if Miyazaki is watching this, he must be so fucking tickled at the humbling I'm receiving. I know you crowd used to think I was cool. I already know this playthrough's going to lose me most subscribers. Somehow he stole pirouetting on a Lazy Susan from Dark Souls 2 in the future. Because he can fucking do it, and it still fucking pisses me off. With every fiber of my fucking being, don't I hate that nonsense. Why are you slightly out of my attack range at all fucking times? I have to once again, I get really I legitimately get self-conscious with how much I bitch and moan during the thing, because I don't want y'all to be like, oh god, I've got to sit and listen to this fucking grown-ass man whine in a video game. But I could assume it's part of the experience for y'all, right? Good. Good, I'm glad you did that. Alright, this fucking guy right here. If we could get past these two skeletons, they're the last thing stopping us from getting that fucking sword. And if we could just get past them, we'll be alright. But it's not a fucking easy challenge. I hate to pull the, oh, let me see you guys do better. But fucking try this shit on your own. It's not fucking fun, I can tell you that. My god. The PvP in the game is less tense than fighting these fucking skeletons. Whew, takes every resource I have to kill one of them. Whew. I am wore out. Alright, there's one motherfucker left. There's the sword's sitting right up there, by the way. It's guarded by a katana man. But I believe he's going to be fairly easy to just run around. Let's hope. No, please don't lock onto the enemy. Heaven fucking forbid. It's just the only enemy on the screen. And I'm clicking the right stick every available frame. But, yeah. My favorite thing about these enemies is that if they get within a continent, if they get within the same time zone as you, they're allowed to hit you 40 cocksucking times. Son, it just does my heart good. Artificial difficulty? I don't know what you're talking about. Pure talent went into designing the enemy's fucking attack pattern and AI. Not that I have any reason to be bitter. Heaven forbid. I see you up there, boy. That's the kind of motherfucker up there with them two katanas that got every ending in Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay. Jesus Christ. Don't get fucking shot to death. We somehow avoided getting fucking shot to death. Alright, this guy right here, just run towards him. If it's just like the original, you walk towards him, he does his jump and slash attack, you roll past it, and then boom. We got the good shit. The good sword, I believe it's known as. Starring Macaulay Culkin and little Elijah Wood. That was after he talked shit in Back to the Future 2. Once again, I have to point out, I don't believe it's actually little Elijah Wood that does the shit talking in Back to the Future 2. I believe it's his sassy friend. But I like making that reference. I like making the joke about little Elijah Wood's shit talking you. So I'm going to keep doing it. Hey. Shit lords. It's just like Resident Evil. You're trying to hit them with all four of these fucking soul shots that it takes to kill one of them before they can get fucking near you. It's horrifying. Why is there... Oh no, is that the Black Katana Man? He's not allowed up here. There's a restraining order on him. Surely he won't follow me all the way over here. Oh no. He's like, I sure am, and don't call me Shirley. I'm like, oh god. Not only is he a huge fucking weeb, but he's seen Airplane starring Leslie Nielsen. Well, it's not really starring Leslie Nielsen, but he's an important part of the movie. Good job, dumbass. Cool. One of you lived. Fall damage is so odd in this one, because you either take like a nat far to fall damage, or you just die. It's like no middle ground. It's like Contra. Any damage just kills you. Okay, while he's down there, while we have the high ground, let's see if we can cheese him to death and be true heroes. Alright, come on. Oh no, he's walking sideways. Once again, it's our only weakness. That and boards that jut out. Oh no! I'm the fool! Maybe he won't come down here and give me my comeuppance. I think we could kill him before he gets to us. What do you think? Ooh. Ah. E. Oh! Yes, sir. An Uchi Katana? Ah. Now I feel inclined to be a Katana Man. I don't know if the Earl of Cloves has it in him to be a Katana Man. What does that fucking thing require to use? 18 strength, which I believe... Do you either double your strength when you two-hand a weapon, or you get like a 50% increase? So, we don't have quite the tenacity needed to become a proper Katana Man. Maybe we could take a journey. We could journey to the Orient and find us a master who could teach us the proper ways of weeb sword combat. Alright. I'm not scared of that fucking skeleton in that little hallway. I'm using tactics. Joseph Joestar, just ask him. He'll vindicate shit out of me. Why are you targeting the Manta Ray and not the fucking archer? Thank you. I've always hated how you have to block on these. I hate that magic isn't cheaper and more broken in the Souls games, is the point I'm trying to get across. Alright, crazy man in the hallway. I don't like you and you don't like me. Oh, he's right around the corner. He's just standing there. Menacingly. This, I wonder if we could make this into a thumbnail-esque screenshot. Boom. We can do this. He just curled. That's pretty appropriate. Disbelief. He's like, this fucking shit. It could be an epic meme for the kids. He's just so tickled. He's like, hold up. He's going to poke himself in the eye with that catalyst. That looks like he's kind of... He's supposed to be him bowing, but it looks like he's kind of like peeking around the corner. Confidence. Honor. Indifference. He's like, these fucking skeletons. What can you do? I wish I could pull the camera back a little bit further. Do we dare change his facial expression? Whoop, whoop. Something about that. He's seen some shit. I didn't realize how horrific his fucking lycanthropic teeth were going to be. Look, you could make him real smug. That's the face we want. There's no way for me to work it into a thumbnail, though, because I can't get everything framed at the same time. Oh, I know what I could do. That you can tell I'm a fucking professional because I'm putting this much effort. If we could just turn... I don't want him to aggro because I want to get this. It's got to be good shit. Or will we still be at... Go. Okay, here we go. Move it around like this. Put us in the... Was it indifference? Yeah. Damn it. I'm still slightly facing the wrong way. I promise I won't do this too much during the playthrough, unless we find it's genuinely entertaining and engaging. He's like, fuck skeletons, what are you gonna do? Give him his, not the yawn or the... Look at this cheeky motherfucker! Not the side look. Boys, they put a lot of effort. Okay, there it is, the fucking, whatever. Fucking skeletons. I don't even give a shit. I'm too fucking cool for this nonsense. Oh, we could change the field of view. How do we... Whoop. Okay, that's what we wanted all along. PC gamers were right, son. The bigger your field of view, the better. And we could put a tilt on it. I won't even have to edit it in fucking GIMP to make it, I don't believe we need any film grain. To make it cinematic. I can change the focus range, the vignette. I don't know, these sound like professional camera people terms. Classic, vivid, ugh. Bright, ugh. Summer. Is that when you beat the special zone in Super Mario World? That skeleton should have a pumpkin head or a Mario mask. Look, we could play the game in Sin City style. Antique. You mean sepia tone? Okay. We're almost done making this cool thumbnail. Alright, let's hide the GUI. Look at that. Boys, that's the shit right there. That's good shit. That's wallpaper quality right there, boys. Dark Souls has unlocked my inner artist. I cast magic at the wall, and somehow that boy didn't notice. Fuck you! I'm the hero! I'm the hero! No, stop! You're not allowed to roll away! I'm a hero! Hero! Don't want to hear you! Slicing me to death. Okay, I just gotta shoot him with a magic bolt. Ooh! I wasn't nervous at all. Were you? Okay. Whew. We really shouldn't be fucking around down here when we could just approach from the other side. Did I pick up the key, by the way? That's down, and I was too busy fighting that fucking katana man. Okay. I forgot how to climb things because it's slightly different, which means I'm slightly pissed off about it. Honestly, it's you know, probably a change for the better. But even changes for the better are change, and my human brain refuses to accept them. I wonder if we could have used those to hurt that Red-Eye Knight. I've never tried to use those on the enemies. Copper keys. The copper key will let us unlock the cell that the grave robber Bilge, is that his name, is locked up in. And he's good people, son. He sells some decent items. Are these like snowy and it's raining? It is. I don't know, I'm seeing the twinkle of my own radiance. The Earl of Cloves always thinks it's snowing because he always has magical radiance exuberating off his body. You are just a fucking oh, you're down there with the Miyazaki's Edge being a huge fucking shitheel. Imagine that. My God, shit I put up with. Alright, that thing out there. I believe we can equip both of these at the same time. Now, we're strong enough and brave enough that we can actually one-hand the Crescent Falchion, which means we can finally have a shield. Whew, it's a good thing they missed, or I would have thrown the biggest tantrum. Where are you at? Well, can't say you didn't try. He died as he lived, face up against a wall. Hey, buddy. I'd like to think you're the same Vanguard from the opening, which means when I easily kill you, it'll show people that I'm not truly bad at the game. Boys, it's going to take a solid mess. He doesn't even consider me a threat shooting these things at him. I'm like, it's like that scene in the Resident Evil Apocalypse? Is that what the second Resident Evil is called? When the Nemesis is killing all those STARS members and it sees that guy with his fucking gold-plated fucking 45s or whatever the hell it is he has. And when he drops them, the Nemesis is like, okay, this guy ain't even worth it. Son, I'll lose honor points. Nemesis is always trying to get rank 14, son. He's got to farm all the honor he can. Now, this is the loop we wanted the original one to be stuck in, but unfortunately, he cheated. And we were made quite the fool. I won't even comment on the stingray that shot me in the back. He knows what he did. He knows he's a coward. Okay, tell you what. Until you two decide to play fair and honorably, I'm going to go over here. Now, I could kill that stingray with a magic bolt. Soul Arrow is the name of the spell. I call it hundreds of different things, but just know that that's the spell I'm talking about. Fuck you! Alright, where's there? I bet there's more of those fucking things flying around. Piss me off. Killage. Only a historian. A weapon spec historian, to be precise, could tell us exactly the origin of that sword and where its name comes from. Now, why have you got to be so close to the wall that I can't roll around you? Where I come from, we call that fucking cheating. Anything that puts me at the slightest disadvantage gets labeled as cheating. It's what makes us so good at video games where I come from. In Cloves, we're all pro gamers. Everyone in Cloves has a Twitch stream. It's mandatory. It's like how some countries have like mandatory military service when you reach a certain age. And presumably you're a man. But in Cloves, you have mandatory Twitch stream hours. The Earl of Cloves always wants to see different people playing video games. So that he can post poggers. I knew Ray took his place. Rays are like fat chubs. Wow, one blocked swing from him killed me. Okay. I'll accept it. I could have done better. The main thing that breaks my heart is these fucking skeletons have been reanimated. Of course, with the Crescent Falchion, I can actually have a fucking shield equipped. Which means I can't block one fucking hit from that thing. My God, I know the Earl of Cloves ain't exactly out there doing farm work and shit, but good God. Son. Have some fucking self-respect. Build that wrist strength. Get him some shake weights or something. That's what probably happens when you have all these concubines. Son, you lose the fine muscle control you get from repetitive arm movements. Okay. I think we're doing better with this Crescent Falchion. And not just because it has a cooler name than Blessed Mace. As you can see, the skeletons are not fucking weak to it like they are the Blessed Mace, but we make up for it in the survivability of holding this little fucking hubcap cover in front of our face and pretending it makes us invincible. I would like to equip the mace from time to time for its healing effect, and because I despise the skeleton archer, and I want the satisfaction of obliterating him with an R2. No, you're cheating, you're cheating, you're cheating, everyone's cheating. Oh, God. Alright, well that means we lost all our souls. So once again, there's not really anything tethering us here. That's how every trip into every world is going to be for us. We're going to be like, well, we lost our souls, so let's quit. I like to think it's what a true royal would do. When faced with any amount of adversity, son, just quit. I'm sure I have a butler or a man-at-arms or someone to take care of this. A retainer? That's a thing lords have, right? All right, now what do we want to actually do now that we have the shit we went to go get? Increasing our survivability would be good. And we could do that by finding more better armor and getting a better shield. And, you know, leveling up our stats. But spoilers, we lost all our souls. Since we have 0 souls, let's try to get some of this shit Miyazaki hit all over the place. Like the elf on the fucking shelf. The Miyazaki on the Rocky. It's, you have like a, you have the full Rocky DVD collection. It's in a big box. And when you wake up, there's a little There's a little marionette of Hidetaka Miyazaki on it. And you're like, oh, there's a Miyazaki on the Rocky. I don't know why you're Sylvester Stallone. Well, if you're enough of a fan to buy the complete Rocky DVD release back in the day, which couldn't have been cheap, then you probably find yourself doing Sylvester Stallone selections. I accidentally slid off the side and landed on the... Like, is this how you were intended to do it? Miyazaki wanted you to start going on some rant about why you're Sylvester Stallone in a weird scenario I made up. I mean, New Moon Grass is a good item. It's a full heal. But we're so weak right now that, like, I'd say half... No, not half Moon Grass. The one above that, full Moon Grass, would probably heal us to full. Oh no, Blacksmith Baldwin was watching us that whole time. How embarrassing. Okay, Stockpile Thomas, are you ready to get your dead daughter's jade hair ornament?
That belongs to my daughter. Then she'd me ask, would you mind giving me that? You're a saint.
I should have done like at the Lost and Found. I should have been like, could you describe it to me? Okay, now that we have the Ring of Herculean Strength, we can defeat Cell at the Cell games. It's a good Hercule Mr. Satan joke. I thought y'all might appreciate it. Alright, what are we not going to be using? Uji Katana, this thing. Killage. I don't see any reason why we would ever use that rapier again. Gotta keep the spear in the inventory. I have 2 of these, which is good because one of them can be traded to Snuggly the Crow. No, Sparkly the Crow, I believe in this one is what she's called. And we might get us a colorless demon soul. Thanks, Stockpile Thomas. You're a hero. Alright, let's do this professionally now. The best course of action now would be either to go ahead and defeat the Tower Knight. That'll get us a lot of souls to help level up. Or we could go to Stungfang Tunnel and fight the Armored Spider. If I was good at the game, I could beat the Armored Spider right now. But, you know, that's saying a lot. Just saying. Where is there a shield with 100? He sells a heater shield. I know that much. I don't have every item placement memorized in this one as much as I do like Dark Souls 1. Tell you what, let's just do the second stage of this. And that'll be nifty. I'm so used to like stopping talking when I go to warp so I can edit out the loading screen. God damn, that's fast. Okay. I'm tempted. We have no souls, Corbin, my man. So this seems like a good time to try and go get that shit that the dragon's guarding. Because if we get killed, we don't really care. We should be able to run there fairly quick. I don't even know if this is like the optimal path to take. But it's the one I started running down and I'm dedicated to it. You crowd need to stop crowding. Okay. We all agreed to walk on the right side of the stairs, so I don't understand why y'all aren't following the rules. They were utilizing... I've said it before and I'll always say it again. Dark Souls enemies' greatest threat to you, their greatest strength, is the fact that you can't move through like their hitbox. So when they all get in a big group like that, you can't like force roll through them. Hey, shitlord! Oh, I forgot that I'm bad at parrying. Except I wasn't. I was merely pretending to be bad at parrying. I'm tempted to go kill that Red-Eye Knight. Oh, but then we'll have soul. Now, see, I killed that knight, and now I have souls that I don't want to lose. I don't know how many I have, because once again, I have the HUD to set to disappear after a few seconds to help y'all, you know, with your immersion watching me play. I don't know if that's overall a good thing or a bad thing. But don't forget we got magic and shit. Like the Hogwarts PD, we got magic and shit. We got Aurorers and shit. No, we probably would have been better off running up the other shortcut tower. But since we're already this far, we'll commit sunk cost and all that. I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but I just want to run past you. Why can't we just be acquaintances that pass each other in the night? I'd have it on good authority that was a properly timed parry. You're gonna eat grass right in front of me? Boy, talk about disrespect. I didn't realize you had the fucking persistence in you to actually chase me all the way up here. I'd be impressed if I weren't so fucking pissed off at you. Alright, apparently I'm not welcome here. This crowd must be from a rival township to Cloves. Olives. The Earl of Olives has always hated the Earl of Cloves. They're bitter rivals. So you know that crowd from Olives are always talking. It's like Shelbyville in The Simpsons. Good. That was very satisfying. Now, the prudent thing to do would be to strip asshole naked. So that way when we go running over there to try to loot that shit, we have less weighing us down so our stamina recovers slightly faster. But I think our gear is already so light that it won't make a huge difference. Alright, let's get that fucking dragon to a fear. Dragon. Where's that dragon? Oh my god! Their hitbox! Or does he not appear after you've beaten the phalanx? If so, does that mean he just hangs out over here all fucking day? While the other dragon informs him he should get a job? Even though that dragon also sits there all fucking day. Yeah! You're real fucking cute sitting over there. Shitheel. You're not even a dragon, you're a drake. No arms having, motherfucker. Somebody came slatting a halberd around. Okay. Boys, I'm going to be real crestfallen. If it's true that the dragon gives up on trying to burn you to death on that bridge once you've beat the boss. I know he swoops on you in the next level, and if you've got like poison arrows, actually I think you can kill him with enough soul arrows. That's what we should ought to do. Well, I'm going to run across this bridge in full confidence that that dragon's not coming to burn me to death. So let's see how that works out for me. This crowd gets real upset when you kill them in magic, I've noticed. I saw how that arrow slightly curved towards me. Fucking Angelina Jolie ass motherfucker. Curving them bullets. Okay. I've become very Sean DeRoos in nature during this playthrough. It's just nothing but me sighing. I've become like most speedrunners with their entire commentary. It's just them going, and, God, terrible run. Why am I even continuing this way? I guess it would take longer to backtrack now, wouldn't it? So fuck it. We could use the Nexial Binding, but we'll lose these scant handful of souls that we've gathered. Wouldn't that be a shame? Please don't take my 1,321 souls. They're all I have. I didn't want to roll in here, but I guess that's what happened. I guess that's where we're going. Now, my controller was rumbling during all those little splotches of fire you just saw, but no sound was produced. Don't make sounds come out of the controller, game developers. If you kids grow up to be game developers, nobody's impressed by it. And if you have to, make it toggleable. It's like when I played No More Heroes and all of those phone calls came through the Wiimote. Well, apparently this Dragling unlocked Ultra Instinct. I've said it before and I said it again. The greatest weakness of magic is to just keep walking. Or slacking your sword around randomly. It basically makes you unkillable. Oh yeah, you fucking things are down here. Pissing me off. If you don't have magic, you've got to like awkwardly just kind of run into them and try to shuffle behind them. And it's really embarrassing. Or at least that first one. This one gives you enough room to just do it. Now, the Crescent Falchion regenerates our blue bar, the MP. So that's a good thing too. That means both our ring and our sword are giving us the MP regen. Alright, you crowd, I just want to walk past you and get to the Archstone. I don't know why we've got to go through all this rigmarole. I don't know why we have to entertain this farce. How many souls do I need to level? Oh god, there's too much. Okay. I've said 58. I might even gain 2 levels, son. I'll have to write a missive to my mother and ask her if I am permitted to gain 2 levels, but I'd like to think she's a reasonable lady. Where are you at? Lady? She's just sitting over here being sad. Alright. Strength. To equip a good shield. I'm just going to worry about endurance in a moment. Let's look at the heater shield that Blacksmith Baldwin, is that his name? Sells. Yeah. 11. Whew, boys, that's quite the investment. Alright, so what's the actual plan? I think we'll stick with killing the Tower Knight, because he's a fairly easy boss when you know his gimmick. No, not level 2. We want level 1-2. The Lord's Path. That's what they call the driveway of the church. Alright, there's a bunch of these fucking things in here, but luckily when we can lock onto them, they're not hard to deal with. Their strength comes from the fact that there's way too fucking many of them, and that they're all cowards and love to shoot you in the back. I guess I didn't strafe quite good enough. I guess the Cyber Demon would have got me with a rocket on that one if I was playing Doom. Hey, buddy. Well, I guess a bunch of wood nailed together is the ultimate deterrent to magic. That's all you had to do to beat Lord Voldemort, was hold up a fucking shield made out of plywood and 2x4s and ran at him. What the hell would he have done to you? He'd have been so perplexed by your advanced muggle tactics. I guess a wizard could do that too, although they probably wouldn't think to do it. Because if it doesn't involve magic, they don't even like believe it's real. It's like a weird opposite. It's like how we don't believe magic is real. Well, they don't believe that non-magic is real. Except for, what is it, Ron Weasley's dad? What's his name? Can we remember? The Weasleys. Okay, you got Ron and Ginny and Perseus and George and Fred and Charlie. And what is Mr. Weasley's name? I can't remember. Arthur! Fucking called it. And Molly? Is that his wife's name? Anyway, he's like a muggle otaku. How embarrassing. He's got like wall scrolls of people just sitting at their desk job fucking checking an email. Son. He's got a body pillow of an auto mechanic. Because it's such a mythical profession to him. Oh yeah, Strava's down here having just a time of it.
Hello. You, yonder.
soldiers blocking this passage, if it please the Lord's path. Just over there.
Boys, he asked in such an indirect way. He's like, if you want to. That's like how I ask people to do stuff. Because I get like real embarrassed when I have to ask people for help. So I'm like, well, if you wanted to, I'm just saying you ain't got to. I'm just saying, if you could not stab me in the kidney, I'd appreciate it. If we just run, I bet that fucking thing won't get us. No, I got hung on a box. That's the only reason. The fucking dragon didn't get me. Was the box was my true enemy. So if you stand here for a fucking hour and perfectly timed soul arrows, you can kill that thing. I don't think I brought enough fresh spice. I mean, we have MP regenerate. Let's see how many hits we can estimate this is going to take. First, we've got to learn how to time it correctly. Alright, so we were too late that time, so how about this time? That's not a lot of damage. So Phil Swift wouldn't even, like, look up from his newspaper if we were trying to show him that damage, son. He would be offended that we even considered it damage at all. So if we want to kill that dragon, we've either got to become far more magical or we've got to bring a lot of fresh spice. Which we ain't got to kill him right this fucking second. It's not like he's an actual threat to us anyway. I mean, we're good at the game. I don't know if you noticed. Professionals. There's the wood. Now, I believe the wooden catalyst has a higher, does better magic damage, but it doesn't boost. Yeah, see, the magic assist goes up, but it doesn't boost your max MP. And plus, you think the Earl of Cloves is going to walk around with a wooden? Well, if it was real nice, if it was like cherry or mahogany, and it had been polished down real good. Maybe he should combine the two. Put some silver highlights on the wood catalyst. Know what I'm saying? Okay. Astrava's back here. Just shitting and pissing all inside his armor. Can't fight nothing. This is what happens when you become royalty without learning the magic spell. Without putting in the hard work. Without the 12 years at magic school. And the 4-year magical residency, son. Only then are you even close to qualified to being a royal. How did he get past all this crowd to start with? I like to think they were all laying on the floor pretending to be dead like enemies in these games love to do. And he just came running through here. And then he noticed they all stood up behind him and he was like, oh dear. I guess I have to live at this gate now. Unless a good friend comes to save me. The Blue Knight Curious. I wonder if we could wear that without fat rolling.
Thank you. That's twice now. Time to forge ahead.
Dark Moon Grass. So I believe the Dark Moon Grass full heals you and cures status. Yeah. So it's the best healing item. It's like the Mega Elixir Plus, which means we're never allowed to use it. We have to take it to our fucking grave. That's what the internet says. That's what the chief of Tenfey wants. He's like, God damn it, Ben, what's this about you using full heals? Boys, you got to hoard that shit for the final boss. I'm like, Chief, I don't know if I need 30 Mega Elixirs for the final boss. He's like, don't you sass me, boy. Now, if the W item materia were in the game, the Chief wouldn't give a shit, because we could just dupe the fuck. Son, go down to the North Crater, and fucking, we'll be giving Mega Elixirs to magic pots with both hands. Now, the correct path through the level would involve us crawling on our belly like the snake we are through those underground tunnels, but I don't want to do that. I'm too fucking cool for that shit. I'm too fucking royal for this shit, so we're just going to run ahead. See, if you gotta bait the Draglings into fucking burning their special attack, burning all their meter. Well, look at you crowd down here. Having a fucking asshole, the asshole of the year convention. You're all shoo-ins for first place. I had to show these boys what real arrows look like. Real arrows are magic. Beating a dead horse. Has there ever been a better metaphor for the Tenfey channel? Get rid of this fog gate. The sight of it offends me. Of course, there is stuff underground that would be nifty for us to get, but I feel like the dragon would think we were doing it to avoid him, and I don't want to give him that satisfaction. I don't want him to know that he got to us. You came all the way up here just to be cut down by my crescent falchion. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. Are you that little Dragling from the bridge? Okay. I just want to go down here to get the items, Dragon Coon. Ryu-san. There are dogs down here, though. We got to be careful. Oh, yeah, we never saw if we could put that armor on without becoming ye old sack-taters. We can. Well, I don't think it's unbecoming of royalty to wear cool armor like this. Hey, guys. Can't help but notice your doggos. That's real cool and all. But I'm going to have to obliterate the whole lot of you. Easy squeezy. Soul arrow peasy. If you're within soul arrow distance of a dog, they become slightly less threatening, but only slightly. Sorry, did I break your favorite barrier? He turned around so offended that I had destroyed that thing. An unknown hero. The Goblin Slayer. I would describe him as an unknown hero, although he's gained some notoriety as the series has gone on. People show up to be like, hey, is this where the Goblin Slayer is? Marla Singer walks in and everybody looks up and she's like, this is Goblin Slaying, right? And the little priestess girl, she's like Edward Norton in Fight Club. She's just staring at Marla Singer so angry. She's like, Goblin Slaying was my thing and Marla Singer ruined it. I hope y'all have seen Fight Club. I would say it's my favorite movie, but when you say Fight Club is your favorite movie, people assume a lot of things about you. Well, fuck you. I like that movie. You can assume whatever the hell you want about me. Shut up. Nobody cares about the dialogue. I start every Souls playthrough being like, I'm going to listen to the dialogue, and 4 minutes later, I have a turbo controller mashing X. Revolver Ocelots in the background giving me the biggest look of disgust. That man fucking hates rapid fire controllers. He always has. Plate Greaves would be nice. They'd probably push us over into Sack-taters territory, though. I'd kind of rather have Plate Greaves and Plate Gauntlets with our cool-looking Royal set than I would to have this Blue Knight armor on. So here's what we're going to do. We need 2,400 souls total, and we're at 1080. We got to update to 4K souls. By the way, I'm playing this game at 1080 because my TV is 1080. Tommy has this LG TV that's like 4K, 120 hertz. The thing is like paper thin at the top, and then the bottom of it is like where all the shit is, and it's like thick. It's like flat at the top and thick at the bottom. Like the best possible Blaze the Cat fan art. Okay. Now what combination of souls could we eat? You know this guy's tickled when he sees somebody turn around and just start consuming souls in front of him. He's like, oh boy, I'm going to get a bonus. All right, these give 200 souls each, I believe. So if we were to eat 7, why, that would be pretty much the exact amount we need. Look at that. And we'll even have 80 souls left over in case we want to get like a Fresca. you think you could get a can of Fresca for 80 souls? I like to think so. Booyah. You're welcome. How are you carrying all this shit around in your little box? Is that some sort of magic box? Okay, cool. So now we get to go boom. Oh. Okay, there we go. Boom. Boom. Hell yeah! Look how cool we are. Once again, Tenfey. If I had a type, it would be cool cloth or leather armor with metal greaves and arm gauntlets. I did an unintentional Porky Pig impression right there. Son, you know it's a special day. If it's my birthday, that's what I request. If I had a lady friend, I'd be like, hey lady, hey baby, why don't you put on these metal greaves and gauntlets? And she's like, and this cloth tunic? I'm like, nah, you can leave that part off. Why sully the rest of you with any other clothing? I think I took that just a bit too far. Remember, it's always ironic. If I start getting too cringy or too autistic, remember, it's always irony. I believe I have confidence in my cool new look that I'm going to obliterate this guy. In fact, if I hadn't aggroed him, I could still do a thumbnail while he's aggroed, because spoilers, in the thumbnail time, it's frozen. There's no way I can justify not getting another smug ass thumbnail. This is real. We're like, the way I'm controlling this is like I'm flying around in first person, but like, it's, I don't know, something about it feels weird. I almost don't have to change his facial expression. Now, I want the camera to go down, and then I want the camera... Okay, that's the problem. We need to do the two axes independently. He moves through time and space, but never both at the same time. The shrug is so good, but it might be overplayed now that we've used it once. I don't think that quite conveys the emotion I'm going for. He's like, these fucking Blue Eyes Knights again. Nah, we gotta go with the shrug. It's too good. I think the default expression we had was perfect. What the fuck ever, bro. This is legitimately... I'm glad they put this in the game. This is fun. This is like a thing that lets you be creative, which is always good. That's a young YouTube thumbnail. Like actual YouTubers and not like fake ones like me would probably use a thumbnail like that. How do we actually take the screenshot? Oh, we press this button. Tommy's going to be like, why are you filling my fucking hard drive with your shitty fan art screenshots? I'm like, that's not fan art. It happened in canon. Oh my God, Becky, look at that repost timing. It was so correct. Earl of Cloves got so cheated. I'm really going to have to add Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back music video to require Tenfey viewing, because I do reference it quite a bit. I always do it right. And the game always cheats. We got like a partial parry right there, and I'll take it. A partial parry, still a parry, baby. It's like being technically correct. Okay, good. We're healing up. Getting things done. I think we're doing a pretty good job so far. What do you think? How have you been enjoying the playthrough so far? Now, they did change one thing about crystal lizards in this version, which I greatly appreciate, in that if they disappear or throw themselves off a cliff, you don't permanently lose that chance to get their items. They'll respawn until you kill them, basically. I assume until you kill them and loot the body. Boys, I bet Miyazaki weren't happy when he found out about that change. You know he had no greater joy in life than to have the crystal lizards run away from you. In the original version of the game, in the beta version, I like to think he personally encoded himself giggling and chortling and made it the sound of the crystal lizards running away. But at some point, some brave executive, who presumably probably got fired, stepped in and changed it. He protected us. He made that sacrifice. Okay, I believe we've looted just about all we can. So I reckon we ought to go in there and kill the Tower Knight. And to kill the Tower Knight, you really ought to kill all the archers standing around him. So that's what we're going to do. Alright. At least they don't try to be sneaky about the archers. Oh, you can't hold a shield up if a magic catalyst is in your left hand. That's a pro tip for me to you. Oh, that's right. The Tower Knight, when he gets mad that you walked away from him, he spews vitriol and some kind of soul arrow. I can't believe that fucking thing knows a magic spell. I used to think knowing a magic spell was cool. Used to be you had to be one of the elite to know a magic spell, but now any idiot can get into Magic School. Probably on a magic scholarship. Son, the Earl of Cloves didn't need that shit. He got into Magic School the old-fashioned way, through nepotism and bribery. Boys, that Tower Knight is just so fucking unhappy. You know he's going to be on the forums later shit posting about us. It's going to be me walking past, to use a meme that the kids probably don't even know anymore. It's going to be me walking past that Tower Knight, and I'm like, hey, bud, how about I come over and cut your ankles? And he's like, what? And I'm like, oh, I'm just kidding with you, man. Have a good one. And he's like, yeah, you too. And then later, he's on the forums, and he's like, yeah, this piece of shit fucking Royal came in here. It was fucking sad. He was blubbering and crying all over the place. I had to show him what for. Excuse me, your ankles? I need to cut the shit out of them so that you leak your whatever the hell that, I guess the magic steam that he's powered by. That's what we're going to go with. That's my lore. I beat you to it, Vatty. If you come out with your own fan fiction about the magic steam, that fucking thing runs on, I'm going to say you're cheating. Okay. Ooh, yeah. This is the part where you fall down. Shit hill. I don't know if you know. If you played the original, this is the part where you're supposed to fall down. Good God, Johnny Cage. Give me the strength to direct these people when they're supposed to be falling down. Oh no, he fell with his head in the wall. You can't do that. Hitting him in the dick will eliminate him. There we go. Well, I'm not going to be able to one-cycle him. I need you to stand up and get the hell away from him. And then I need you to fucking shove some healing grass up your ass. There you go. Okay, cool. We'll get him next time. I'm like the dude in the Call of Duty game when you lose in multiplayer. And he's like, we'll get him next time, lads. Next time, maybe you won't fucking suck so bad. Maybe you'll learn how to aim next time. I'm like, why is this vaguely British man got to keep chastising me just because I lost at a video game? Boys, did you know there was a time period where I regularly played Call of Duty on an Xbox 360 with my friends? You're like, ugh, I hardly know you anymore, Tenfey. Now, I rolled away. That shouldn't have hit me. Whatever. We're still here. That's the important thing. Don't know if dramatically pointing qualifies for a Final Fantasy victory pose, but I haven't tested all of those to see what they do. So I'm just gonna pick one at random, or one that looks decent from the little preview each time, and we'll just have to see which one matches up best with a Final Fantasy victory fanfare. If I don't remember to edit that in, it'll be so shameful. I would take the video down and re-upload it, because it would be missing a key component if I didn't edit in at least one piece of Final Fantasy music. Why can't Final Fantasy just rip off Dark Souls? Do you know, if they made a game that was a Souls clone, but it like was Final Fantasy-esque, I don't even mean it's got to be set in a current Final Fantasy world, just with the trappings of Final Fantasy. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Final Fantasy 16, that's Devil May Cry. It looks like Devil May Cry. I don't want Devil May Cry. When we put Devil May Cry in a Souls game, you get Bloodborne. I'm like Archer's mom from the cartoon Archer. I'm like, do you want to get Bloodborne? Because this is how you get Bloodborne. I'm sure somebody, some kind soul, will do a crude Photoshop of that joke for me. Okay. We can't go to the next stage of Altaria because we have to kill one of the other main demons. So, who's the best one to go after? I gotta stop doing that. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. The way they did the display. Here we go. So, let's have the souls counter always on, because that won't be that bad up in the top right corner. But the rest of the HUD should fade over time. Did I accidentally turn my health player status dynamic as what it should be? It should fade. There we go. And having that little thing in the top right corner, not too immersion breaking. Why does my status bar keep reappearing though? Maybe it's jealous that the souls... If I make the souls meter disappear, does it go away too, or does it keep flashing on the screen anyway? Huh. I don't know. That's annoying. Does it do it in the levels? I don't mind actually going to the level to check because it loads so quickly. Alright, it came up because I spent some stamina, and now it fades. I say. Something about that. Tell you what, let's restart the game. Look how quick we restarted the game. Is it because I'm wearing items that cause me to regenerate? Oh, that's right, my crescent. I fashion. Oh, the crescent fashion. Oh, it is. It's because I have constant mana regeneration. Huh. Well, what an oversight. I hope somebody got fired for that blunder. Oh, we don't need the cling ring. We returned to life. Evanescence brought us back to life because we killed a boss. The thief ring or the providential ring? I don't need to sneak around like a thief. I'm the Earl of fucking Cloves. I want people. I want someone to announce my arrival to the enemies. As such. Have we reached pure white tendency here yet? Because when we do, this gate over here will open and we can go fight Executioner Mildred. Good fucking job jumping out and ambushing me. Dumbass. Nope, we've got to beat the Penetrator without dying here in body form. So let's leave before I have a chance to die in body form. We got a lot of souls, which means we can gain a lot of levels. I haven't even looked. I know there's a glitch involving a gold coin where you can get like tens of thousands of luck and make the blue blood sword one-shot enemies. I'm not going to do that because I respect y'all as my audience. And I figure I should maintain even the slightest hint of integrity on the Tenfey channel. Is that one of those things that made you spit out your ramen or whatever it is you're eating or drinking? Me talking about integrity on the Tenfey channel. Not much of a bow man, to be perfectly frank. Not much of a frank either. I kind of want to carry these gloves in case we pick up something and need to lessen our equip load. We'll have lighter versions. Once we find the black set, which is in the Tower of Latria, we can carry that around. Because I believe, other than the Barbarian set, I believe it's the lightest set we can get. It's the one the thieves started with. Do we want to learn any more magic before we spend these souls? What would we need to get another attunement slot? Take that up to 14, and it'll make our soul arrows more powerful too. No, it won't. It'll just give us more mana, which is a good thing in its own right. I want to learn Fire Veil, or Water Veil, excuse me. Fire Veil would be a cool fucking spell, and a cool place to live. I almost was about to say it's a town in Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, but of course, you all would have immediately pointed out that it's actually Fireburg. So, I'm glad I didn't make that mistake. It would have been quite embarrassing. Alright, let's get a little healthy, a little wealthy, and a little wise. Alright, if we can get up to 1883... No, we're not, because what I'm going to do... First of all, I wanted to buy that miracle, or not miracle, that spell. And second, I would like to invest the rest in fresh spice. Because we haven't been using a lot of them, but if I had more in my inventory, it would embolden me to spam Soul Arrow even more. And that's just what the playthrough needs.
Are you here to face the demons? If so, please freeze. I will help you. Sage Frake is a demon.
I like this guy's. He's got good fashion sense. We must shop at the same ye old Gap. Alright, what do you want to learn Water Veil? Well, I've got that many souls. Boom. Bop.
Be careful how you use it.
It's a defensive spell, dumbass. He's like, don't use it before you handle any electronic devices. Cool. Cool. Alright. I'm going to take a short break because A, my ass is numb. B, I'm busting for a piss. And C, I don't want the file size to get too corrupt or risk, because I've been recording for like over 2.5 hours. So I want to make sure the files don't fuck up. So let me just sit down for a second. Gather myself. Do I have a sit down and gather myself emote? There's sadness. It's not quite what I was going for. Let's rest up.